Welcome to a very late episode and a very tired intro to the Favorite Daughters podcast.
I know, this stuff washes out of my hair so fast. It's like a week and a half, and I did spend a lot of time in the sun in Chicago, though.
I wonder if it's just because I got the natural one.
What do you mean, the natural one?
They have, like, their regular hair color, and then they have a natural one that has, like, more organic type of products in it.
Yeah,
and natural oils and stuff.
Yeah. That's probably what it is.
We'll get the other one next time.
Okay, so I went on another business trip to Chicago, right? And I was like, it's going to be so nice and relaxing. And I was able to write down so much stuff that I wanted to talk about. It was a little weird that I go from usually having nothing to, like, this list of what is wrong with the world.
Did you witness one of the 40 murders a day?
Yeah, I only heard that once I got back.
You were there for 3 days, so while you were there, there were 120 people killed.
40 murders a day?
On average, 40 murders a day.
And I felt 100 times safer there than I did in New York City. How many murders there in New York City a day?
Yeah, I don't know.
We're going to Google that right now. Because Chicago was really nice. It was really clean. It was like just a nicer city. I don't know what to tell you.
That's how they hide all the murders. They're like, come here and, like, don't be scared to be murdered.
Let's see. New York City.
At least in New York, you know it might happen. Like, you know which guy. You look at them and be like, he might murder me.
There have been 21 this week. No, 12 this week. Over 9 last year this week. Although there were 28 rapes, 237 robberies, 417 felony assaults, 211 burglaries, 702 grand larcenies.
Well, that's expected.
It's less murder, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like Chicago.
I feel like it maybe in Chicago people look less threatening, so you're more trusting of them, and then they kill you. In New York, you look at someone, you're like, I'm going to stay away from
Dad was convinced it was related to organized crime.
But how much organized crime could there be? Like, if they're killing 40 people a day, you think this organized crime would, I
don't know, maybe there's just, like, bad sections. I don't know. We'll look at Chicago crime another day. So it all started on the way to the airport.
Oh, it didn't even...
I barely had left the house, just crossed over the border into New York. Traffic was at a freaking dead stop most of the way to the airport, which pissed me off. I always leave with plenty of time to get somewhere, and I was still almost late for the flight. When I saw this truck, it's black and white and yellow, has some initials on the side. It is supposedly an equipment and materials company, power tools, sales and repairs. I can't even read the rest of that. Variety of fasteners. I'm just gonna show this to you.
Oh, that's...
VAG. VAG, equipment and materials.
That's unfortunate.
And as I think about it, like, that's either really poor advertising or really good advertising. Just like NJM. I'll post a picture on the Instagram. It's literally huge letters on the side of this truck. VAG. So that at least made me laugh on the way to the airport, right?
Yeah.
So when you fly from LaGuardia... Oh, then I punched in the GPS coordinates and I was freaking out. I was like, why is it taking so long to get to the airport? And then I saw the sign that said JFK this way and LaGuardia that way. And my GPS was like, turn left. And I was like, that's JFK. Did I put the wrong instructions in my GPS to start? I did. So luckily I was able to correct that and got to the airport on time. Yes, I'm wearing pants. Don't worry.
I saw them earlier.
Anyway.
You good.
So I get to the airport. When you fly from LaGuardia to Chicago, they're small planes. They're not the full...
Propeller planes?
No.
Oh,
not my puddle jumper that I had that time. It's, instead of 3 seats on either side, it's in first class and, like, Comfort Plus or whatever, it's, like, 1 and 2 or 1 and 1, and the back it's 2 and 2. So it's a skinny plane.
I've been on a plane
It's
that's
not
2 and 2.
terrible. It's a little
I've never been on a
nerve-wracking.
plane that has, like, first class or fancy class.
I'll take a picture for you next time.
I've only flown...
I'm never gonna get in it.
I think I've only flown, like, JetBlue, and it's...
Oh, they don't have first class.
No,
yeah.
they have the extra leg room seats, but then you're responsible for knowing how to open up the emergency doors.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want that responsibility.
So, as I'm sitting to get on the plane, you know how the waiting area gets more busy, and you're like, who am I gonna have to fucking sit next to, right?
Yeah.
So, there were 3 babies. I was like, this is a small plane.
That's you.
There need to be limits for babies on planes. And I was like, it'll be okay. But then there were 4 dogs.
I'll
Right?
sit with the dogs.
The dogs outweighed the babies, and the dogs outbehaved the babies.
I'll
The
sit with
babies
the
were
dogs.
obnoxious. The dogs were so quiet and polite. And
What kind of dogs?
One was a little fluffy baby golden retriever, and that's the only one I got to see. It was like this big, and it was in this little crate, and it was cute. And then the guy that was next to me kept going up to the counter. He's like, "Is that a service dog?" They're like, "Yes, sir. We only allow service dogs on the plane." Because I'm allergic to cats. Are you sure it's a service dog? Sir, we only allow service dogs on the plane. Are you sure? Because I'm allergic to cats. Like, dude, just
It's
sit
a cat.
down.
It's a cat.
It's a
not a
sit down.
dog.
It's like, if you're that allergic to cats or animals in general, why are you flying?
Right? Or go on planes that don't allow animals.
Right? So then I get on the plane, right? And usually what happens is pilots can take like extra seats on planes if they want to travel. You know, there's an open seat, they just jump on the plane. So there's this pilot that asks to get on the plane. It's like the very last seat, and it's next to me and one in front. So like diagonal from him, right? And I don't know, maybe he's in his 50s, an older gentleman. Not even older. Don't even get me started. So he sits down and he's noodling with his phone. It's got to be like an iPhone 5. Because it's still got like
he's
the
older.
square edges.
Yeah.
And he starts like...
What do you mean the square edges?
Like the flat edges on the phone.
The new phones have that.
It was... Yeah. They went back again.
Okay.
They got rounded and then they made them flat again for some reason. I
I
don't
like
know.
the flat better.
Whatever.
I hate the rounded ones.
So he seemingly makes a decision in his mind to, like, clean up the apps on his phone. And I was like, what a great opportunity. Like, that's what I would do if I'm bored as fuck. Maybe I'll go through and get rid of some apps that I don't use. So he's trying...
I can tell this isn't gonna
He's trying to move an app from one side, like one page to another page. So he clicks and holds it. Great. They start to do their little shimmy. Great. And he puts his finger on it, lifts up the app. He's doing great. And flings it to the side. And it goes nowhere. And flings it to the side. And it goes nowhere. He's not like dragging it over to allow it to switch pages. And then like he spent 20 minutes trying to rearrange these goddamn apps on his phone. He could not move the apps. And finally, like...
I would have just been like, sorry, give me the fucking phone, I'll help you. Where do you want this?
No, I'm not. So you saw him go through the stages, though. It was maybe I have to fling it, maybe I have to hold it, maybe I have to move it up or down, and then he went through the stages of, I've accidentally dropped this app on top of another app, and now I've made a group, and now I have to ungroup the apps and figure out where they were before. It was insane. Like, and in my brain, something...
You know how to fly a plane, but you can't work an iPhone?
Exactly. I was like, aren't planes just, like, giant computers that you have to fly in the air? How can you not delete or move an app on your iPhone? And I'm trusting you to fly me 50,000 feet in the air across the country.
Most planes have, like, autopilot, and the pilots are really just there to make sure everything's going smoothly.
But no, at his age, it wasn't always like that, you know? At the older pilots, they knew something about flying a plane.
Yeah,
and
but
not
who knows
computers.
when he became a pilot? It could have been 3 years ago.
That's true, but still, it was concerning.
He could have had a
to say
midlife crisis.
the
I was like,
least.
and then it became a pilot.
So I get off the plane. And I use the bathroom because I really don't like peeing on planes if I don't have to. And I had another weird revelation in the airport. So let me ask you this. Do you sit on a toilet seat in public restrooms?
Yeah.
Right? If it's a gross one, you'll put down toilet paper or use a toilet seat cover, but it's like, what? It's whatever. Right?
You know, fun fact, a toilet seat, when you put a toilet seat cover or toilet paper on it, it breeds more bacteria than just sitting your ass directly on it.
That's interesting. I can't hover. I don't have the strength to hover.
I don't...
Like, I can't pee in the woods, hover. Like, I can't... I'm afraid to pee on myself.
Yeah.
It's not the right angle. It's difficult.
I don't know if I'm just not built right.
Yeah, right. We're not the right shape to do that. So, it occurred to me that this is, like, the only place in our lives that's appropriate. Like, if you were at the movie theater and saw someone bare-assing a movie theater seat, you'd be like, ew, I'm not sitting there. Or if you saw someone on a park bench bare-assing it, you'd be like, ew, I'm gonna find another bench. But you go
I don't think...
into the toilet.
No, it's different. Because
it's not different.
Because when you sit on a toilet seat, it's more your leg. Like, it's not your asshole and your coochie ain't on the seat. It's going on the sides of your legs and maybe your butt cheeks. I mean, if someone was out there bare cheeking it on a seat and his booty hole wasn't on the seat,
I don't think I would make that kind of distinction.
But let me ask you this. How do you know there wasn't someone bare-assing it on that movie theater seat before you sat down?
Oh, absolutely. That is
exactly.
Correct.
So if you... see, I have the problem with... I feel weird going into a stall after someone.
Like, warm seat after someone?
Like, bathroom's full, I'm waiting in line, someone comes out, and then I have to go in, and I'm like... Now I know they've been there. Yeah.
So... It was a weird thing.
It's the ignorance of not knowing what came before you.
So then I'm just doing all the plane related things in a row here. So then on my flight home, I had something to drink in the airport. I had a venti pink drink, extra strawberries, and I had to pee on the plane. Which I don't like doing.
Next time you go, get the pink drink with lemonade.
Pink drink with lemonade?
Because they do a strawberry acai refresher with lemonade, and it's delicious. But then ask them to make it like a pink drink lemonade.
Okay, I'll try that.
It's tropical heaven.
So I go into this tiny little bathroom, and it's a smaller plane, so it's a smaller bathroom, right?
You peed in the plane?
I peed on the plane. What's that face for? You won't get set. You don't sit on the seat when you flush it.
Listen, I'm afraid my fat ass is gonna hit something. It's just a small little quarter. I don't know if I'm gonna hit the...
I couldn't even find the flush button for like a good 45 seconds, so there's no chance I was gonna hit it. I'm looking around like, is that it? No, it's the light. Is that? No, that's the soap. Where the fuck? Oh, it's like over here.
Yeah.
So, I had to pee really bad. I'm a notorious hold it in until you can't hold it in no more kind of person, right? So when you gotta go, when I have to go to the bathroom really badly, like I have to pee really bad, I call it airplane pee because it means like every bump of the airplane, you feel like you're gonna piss your pants. Like whether you're in a car or whatever, like it's every little bit of movement, you're like, oh my god, I pee. Yeah, so I go in the bathroom.
I mean, there were 3 babies, you could have borrowed a diaper.
That's weird. That's weird. Different plane. No babies. Actually, there was one, but it was actually not good. So I start peeing on the plane. And if you've never peed in an airplane bathroom, or if it's been a very long time, there's no liquid in the toilet. It is just a bowl that opens up on the bottom and then sucks out whatever's in there, right? So, 1, there's no splashing sound when you're peeing. Mm-hmm. 2, it's so loud, you can't hear yourself peeing? So I had to pee so bad, like I'm peeing. I'm pretty sure I'm peeing. And then I realized, since it's such a steady stream of pee, and there's no bounce back noise, because I can't hear anything, I'm not sure whether or not I'm peeing.
Gotta look down, I am peeing.
Like, it never occurred to me that every time you go to the bathroom, you hear yourself pee. Until I couldn't hear myself pee, and I was like, I know I had to pee really bad. Did I finish peeing? Do I stand up? Can I even tilt my head to look? How do you pee when you can't hear it?
That's a you problem.
Yes, it is a me problem, but I decided to share it with you because I found it amusing, okay? So I went to Chicago, and that was my experience in the airports. Okay? Would you like to go?
Well, so I was watching TikTok the other night in the tub, and I sprawled a few things down that I'm not sure if I remember these correctly because they're literally like 3 words.
Oh,
Okay.
it's like space.
Yeah, space. So I saw a TikTok that said CPR only works about 7% of the time. I want to know why every single emergency doctor, the hospital show always does CPR and they always magically come back.
Well, I think part of that is because the average person, trained or not, is not doing CPR correctly.
They don't do it correctly on TV either.
It's TV. They have machines to do it now, which are much more efficient.
I know.
I
just don't understand. Like, I enjoy a good TV show, but like, make it a little more realistic.
So there's multiple things here. I think 1, most people are not doing it correctly. And 2, just because something has happened and you are trying to do CPR doesn't mean that that is an action that can actually revive that medical issue.
No, they're saying 7% of the time that it
could have helped.
It doesn't. It's like a last-ditch effort to try to restart their heart.
Interesting. I guess that's what a last-ditch effort is. But that's interesting. That doesn't seem to be a lot.
Next thing. Can you bite through a baby carrot?
With my back teeth?
Yeah, you can bite through your finger.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Apparently, if you can bite through a baby carrot, you have enough... You don't do it, Lauren! I did the same thing. I went... and bit down. Yeah, you can bite through your finger.
It's not the same density, though. It's like, this is mushy and then really hard.
Yeah, but the center of a carrot is nice and hard where you gotta crunch it. But if you... On your finger, you're gonna crunch through that bone and break it.
Crunch it off or just break the bone?
With enough bite force, you could probably break the skin off. Like, you bite your tongue and you can bite through it. You bite your lip and you can bite through it.
I guess there's people that bite people's dicks off when they're being attacked. Right?
I guess.
What do you mean you guess? It happens.
I feel like those people are psychopaths, though, because, like...
Do they have psychopath teeth strength?
No, it's the fact that the first thing you go to when being attacked is, let me bite this human? Like, no, I'm gonna kick and... I'm not gonna bite it. Like, that's where your brain goes? In a moment of panic, you think, let me bite the dick off. That's psychopath, okay?
That's a certain situation they're biting dicks off. Let's just go there.
Okay. Ooh, almost fell off my cushion.
But I would bite. Like, if someone had their hand over my mouth or, like, their arm around me or something trying to grab me, yeah, I would bite. You wouldn't bite?
I don't think it would be the first thing I'd go to.
Like, if I put my hand over your mouth right now, you're not telling me the first thing you try to do is lick my palm to get the hand off?
Lick it.
I don't think someone that's trying to kidnap you is going to react to the palm being licked. You gotta bite.
No, I think they would, because they'd be so like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, so the other one was, you know how the other day at dinner I was telling you how there were 2 commercials that I keep seeing for Hulu?
Yes.
Or on Hulu. One was the car commercial. That pissed me off. It pisses me off. The other one was for, I don't know if I remembered it correctly. I think it's Phexxi. It's like a birth control.
Oh yeah, I looked it
gel.
up.
Okay,
Yeah, I looked it up.
Okay. So they go through these 3 girls who it would be perfect for, where there's like one girl that's on birth control pills, and she's taking birth control even when she's exercising. Like, bitch, you can still get pregnant when you're exercising, because you don't get pregnant right away. It could be like within 24 hours where the egg can be fertilized. So you need,
Correct.
if you're going to go with unprotected sex, you need that birth control 24/7. Okay, that was one thing. Well, not necessarily.
Okay,
You get what I need.
I got it. I got it. Continue.
The other one was like someone who's tracking their cycle, which, great. If that's the way you want to go, great. Then the other one was Condom Kate, who doesn't like to rely on her man. Well, if you want to use condoms, don't fucking rely on your man. You use them. You buy them. Why do you have to rely on someone else? If that's the...
Are you upset that a birth control got sexist?
Yes! I'm like, if you really don't want to use hormones...
If you really don't want to use hormones, tell your dude to get a fucking vasectomy because it's easier than getting a hysterectomy or getting your goddamn tubes tied.
I understand that, but if you really want to go that route and use condoms, don't rely on the person who has the dick. You carry some in your own fucking pocket. God.
I mean,
let me shoot some gel up my coochie. That's gonna give me all sorts of infections if I don't do it right.
Actually, did you read about how it works?
Isn't it just like a spermicide type of
No,
shit?
it's not. It has nothing to do with spermicidal fluid. It's actually so when semen is present, it changes the pH balance of the vagina.
Uh-huh.
And that change in pH balance is what allows the swimmers to swim better. So this gel actually stops it from changing. It keeps your pH balance the standard base level, whatever it is, and prevents
Standard coochie level?
Standard coochie level, and prevents them from being able to swim.
Okay, but still,
I thought it was interesting.
okay, if I'm on a date and it gets to that point, excuse me, sir, I need to go squirt some gel up. Like, that's just, it's a little weird.
No, I get that.
But at the same time,
But like, we're not of the age, but you're aware of diaphragms, right?
yes,
That
yes.
was a thing too. Like, it's a thing.
I understand that, but like, they were just going through all these different girls who have all these different ways of avoiding pregnancy, and it's like, why does the...
Let me ask you this. Now that you know how the product works, how would you have marketed it?
No, I can understand the girl with the birth control pills, whatever, and the cycle tracking girl, whatever. But, like, the fact that she doesn't have to want to rely on her man. Okay, if you're a strong, independent woman, don't rely on your fucking man. Buy your own fucking condoms.
Here's another thing. You can't strap it on.
Then don't have sex with him!
Well, I know that, but I'm just playing the other side here. Have you seen those sticker ones? I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, those ones that...
It's
yeah.
like a little sticker for the top of it.
Uh-huh.
And that's weird.
It is.
That's weird. And then
Imagine
you
me
have to
peel it off.
Like, rip it like a
Like,
Band-Aid on your dick.
I don't have a dick, but I know that's gonna hurt.
Right? You've got pad stuck, like...
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine something like that.
Yeah. 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 Ooh, yeah. Okay. So, do you want the story or the quick fun fact? Because they kind of go hand in hand.
I guess it doesn't matter then if they go hand in hand.
Well, it's just both deer related.
Deer? What is with even deer? All right, give me the fact first.
The fact?
Yes.
Fun fact?
Fun fact.
Deers, multiple deers,
deer.
yeah, deers, like to lay on decaying corpses for their warmth.
Like if they come across a dead raccoon.
They're like, just lay on it, roll around it, get that warmth, and then they just keep on
So
shredding.
freshly
Like
dead.
Like decaying, because as you decay, you
I guess
produce
it gives
heat.
off. Yeah, that's weird.
And they'll lay on them to, oh, this is warm. So
Okay.
I've told you about this before, but this was a couple of the stories that I looked up when we were trying to do this podcast last year. This is the zombie deer.
Yes, the zombie deer.
Also known as chronic wasting disease, is a infection in deer that essentially eats away at the brain and the spinal cord. So it makes these deer go crazy and violent and not afraid of humans. And at this time last year when I was researching this, because this was last summer, the CDC says it's at least present in 24 states and in Canada, but they don't know how many deer it's affecting at the time. They've just known that there are affected deer in these states.
Yes.
Symptoms might not show up for several months or even years, so deer could have this and be spreading it and not show, so they don't know how many states it's actually in. So some of the signs are weight loss, stumbling, excessive thirst, aggression, and then the lack of fear of humans and other animals that they should be afraid of. They'll just come right up to you and bite you.
Can it transmit?
It can spread to other animals through direct contact with the infected fluids.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Ebola.
Exactly, like blood or anything like that. Or to indirect contact through an infected soil. So if like infected deer dies and like decomposes in the ground.
And then I bury my rose bush in it?
Yeah. Currently, there's no reported human cases.
Yes.
But they do say it could potentially transfer to humans because it is present in monkeys who are extremely closely related to humans. And they're saying if it is possible, because they're not 100% if it can transfer to humans, it's most likely going to be through infected deer meat.
Don't eat venison. Don't eat venison. Don't eat venison.
Yeah. So all these hunters going out and hunting a deer, because symptoms might not show up for months to years, so they could be killing and eating and spreading it to their whole family or selling the meat.
Is it killed when it's cooked? Like, is it like a bacteria that, like, if it's cooked properly?
If it's cooked properly, it didn't really say
salmonella?
It didn't really say how much, but I assume if it's cooked properly to the proper temperature, it's killing off all infectious diseases and
probably
things like that.
more than people will want it cooked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not getting a medium rare.
Yeah,
you get medium well done, and you're safe. You know. It says the CDC recommends to hunters to test all meat before eating.
Test it?
To test it,
like send a piece into the CDC.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
But how many hunters are gonna be like, yeah, I'm trusting the CDC for my meat? Like, no, them bitches are just eating that shit. So we could all die. We could all turn into zombies.
I ain't eating venison.
What if it just attacks you? Or what if it goes through your yard and touches your tomato plants or your blueberry plants and munching on your blueberries on your deck?
That's why I got a fence, son. For the zombie deer. Clearly not from my dog in privacy.
Deer can jump.
They've never come in the yard. They're in the neighbor's yard. They never come in my yard.
How do you know?
They're not gonna know.
Yeah. So that kind of scared me, and I don't want to turn into a zombie.
So, what age do children develop anxiety and embarrassment? Like, because there's a point where they're like, they don't give a fuck about anything, and suddenly, like, you realize you're being made fun of by adults, or, like, because, like, these kids were on the planes, and they were like, oh, we're going up and down, and I'm like, we're gonna die, like, I don't like flying, and these kids are like, this is fun! Like, when do they reach that? Do they have to have an incident that instills fear into them?
I deal with a lot of kids at work.
Oh, yeah, with the haircuts.
And the way some parents talk to these children, you could see in their face that they're either embarrassed or they're like, why didn't you say that, Mom? Like,
yeah.
And I've seen kids that are like 4 or 5. There was this one couple of kids. It was a boy and a girl. The little girl was probably 5, and the boy was maybe 7, 8, a little bit older than her, and they came with their mom. And I'm cutting the boy's hair, the older kid's hair, and the mom is just sitting there with the little girl going, I know you did it. And she's like, no, I didn't, Mom. I don't know what the hell they were talking about. And she goes, I don't know why you're lying. Like, we all know you did it. Just admit it. And she's like, I didn't, though. Like, why is this mom attacking her? And you could just see on this little girl's face that, like, either it was really embarrassing and she doesn't want to admit it, or she didn't do it, and this mom is like, yeah, we know you did. Like, clearly, you can tell she's uncomfortable. Stop.
So, I was thinking about it, like, in regards to myself. And
my God.
I don't remember how old I was when this happened, but it's, like, the first incident that I can remember that we were having a New Year's Eve party at the house. My parents used to have, like, the neighborhood parents over, you know, and all the kids would hang out in the basement, and, you know, parents would, like, drink and play cards upstairs or whatever, right? And I remember being in the kitchen, and it was still, like, kitchen/dining room before I took down the wall, so I was young. And maybe mom and dad were my age, your age, something like that, I don't know. I sat down at the table, and I was exhausted. I was so freaking tired. And I was like, Mom, I'm so tired. I'm gonna pass away. And they all laughed at me because I meant I'm gonna pass out. I'm so tired. And I said pass away as if I was going to die. And I don't remember who was there. All I remember is them laughing at me. And I'm like, what did I do? Like, if I said something wrong, like, explain it to me. What's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a silly mistake as a child, I could see, but, like, for me to remember it at almost 35 years old.
Clearly it was traumatizing.
It was traumatizing.
Yeah, those are things that keep me awake at night. I'm, like, half asleep. Remember that thing I did when I was 7 and everyone laughed at me? I wonder if they remember that. Yeah.
It's called anxiety.
Yeah.
And did something like that cause me to have anxiety? Or was I doomed to have anxiety from the start, and it was eventually going to develop in some way, shape, or form? Like,
it was originally my fault, so everything that came is my fault.
Thanks. You know what's a trend now? Double mustaches. You groom a nice, beautiful mustache on your lip, and then you mirror that with a beautiful groomed mustache under your lip. Double mustaches.
I'm down for it.
You're down for it? You're down for double mustaches?
I'm down for it.
I don't think so.
Dan can't do that, though. It doesn't grow on his chin. He gets, like, he gets the cheek that comes down. The cheek that comes down. Chin. And then, like, chin. And then a little spot.
Yeah.
Nothing connects. Nothing connects. He's got a...
I think people have lost their goddamn minds during the pandemic.
The mullet is back, Lauren. You know how many times I've had to tell people, I don't know how to do a mullet.
Have you seen the clothes at Target?
Yeah, I don't...
Who is buying anything that is current Target fashion right now? Please tell me. Send us a video. Send us a photo of you wearing something from the current Target fashion line and not looking like a turd. Like,
it's like Little House on the Prairie met the 70s.
It's really strange. Like, puffy collars and weird colors and prints and like
floor
conservative dresses.
Puffies,
yeah.
Summer dresses.
Like, is your ankle showing dresses?
Exactly.
It's really strange. I thought last year it was gonna be better because they put out, like, kitten capoodles again, and it was, like, 90s mini backpacks. Like, we were like, okay, I can get this.
Yeah, no.
Not that I wore it, but I didn't. I wanted a kitten caboodle. I just don't know what to put in the kitten caboodle. I have too many boxes. I am an adult who collects boxes, okay? I have too many boxes to reuse to buy a box to use.
That's a nice box.
But it's a nice box. I just paused the recording to see what my dog was chewing, and he pulled one of those, I wasn't chewing anything, and there's, like, nothing anywhere near him. So either he had swallowed it, or I was imagining things, which is unlikely.
He most likely swallowed it.
So there's one more thing that I just wanted to share with you today, just because it happened. I was embarrassed that it happened. I laughed about it, and I needed to share it with someone. So I woke up this morning, Slept with a t-shirt on, no bra. I'm cooking myself a snack this morning. I take a pan out of the oven, put it on top of the stove, reach over the pan to turn off the oven, and literally burn my tit on the pan. I've officially burned my own boob.
I've learned you have to use one arm to hold them against you and one arm to grab.
I never thought that
Or
was
do the hunch.
No, the hunch would not have done it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment.
Is it, though?
I would say it's like a midlife accomplishment.
So another one of the things I researched was a missing underwater observatory.
Oh, yes, the missing underwater observatory. Please continue.
This happened in
Talk into the microphone, though, instead of your notebook.
Right. So this happened in August of 2019. So before COVID.
For the Cove.
Yeah. So there was an underwater observatory in the Baltic Sea.
Where's the Baltic Sea? That was just a question to quiz you. I'm not even sure where the Baltic Sea is, so I'm gonna look it up.
Isn't it where Russia and Alaska are?
Baltic Sea is above Poland.
Okay,
below
I'm totally
Sweden.
wrong. All right. Oh, what's the sea in that?
Yep,
Yeah,
you got it.
If you could just see the hand gestures.
It's the opposite Mediterranean.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't remember if this observatory was just... I believe it was just equipment down there that was monitored. I don't think there was actually people in it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I don't think it was actively occupied.
No, I don't think it was one that it gets occupied. I think it was just... Tools down there, and divers went down and, check it out every once in a while. So, researchers in Germany who were, observing the observatory, noticed that it stopped transmitting data. So they're like, something went wrong, like something happened, maybe the cables
got chewed on or something.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So divers were sent down to investigate, and they found that the observatory had completely vanished.
The whole thing. Gone.
The whole entire thing.
One piece gone.
And not only was it gone, the cable...
Like the bundle?
That was connecting it to land with all the wires was torn. Not cut.
Like
not
stretched
pulled
and
out.
snapped?
Torn. I was like, excuse me. So the only thing that they followed this, cable out and found it was torn, observatory gone. They said it was too heavy to have been from like a storm or something like that.
It wouldn't have like
pulling it
off
and if anything,
the tide wouldn't have brought it out.
It may have shifted it or something or knocked it, but it wouldn't have broken the cable and taken it completely away.
Got it.
Or if it was hit by something, there was no debris. So wherever it is, it's whole.
There's
intact.
no like drag marks from where it was pulled away.
So it's not there, but wherever it is,
it's whole.
It's whole. The base was only about 16 yards below the surface of the water. So they don't think...
It's not that far.
Exactly. They don't think it was, like, a big enough... At least I don't think. A big enough ship to be able to drag it and pull it wouldn't have been able to be there.
Like a giant octopus wouldn't have come up that far. Are you turning the page to read about the giant octopus? Is that what that page was?
That was, holy shit, I didn't think about the giant octopus.
No, but, like, they stay down in the deep. They don't come up into the...
Yeah. So, various sources said it could have been a fishing boat that hooked it and pulled it.
But they would have known!
But it's also, like, not, like, a fishing restricted area because of that issue.
Oh, okay.
So they're saying maybe it was an illegal
fishing boat?
illegal fishing boat because the station would have detected the sonar and stuff or the equipment on a fishing boat going by before they lost the transmitted data. So they would have seen, like, oh, there's this boat, and then we lost it.
But if it's an illegal fishing boat,
they would have turned it all
had
that
any
off.
radar or anything.
Yeah.
Got it.
They also said that they saw, like, scrapes on the bottom. Like, it was dragged away.
Okay.
And so the other theory is that maybe pirates took it to scrap it from middle of parts.
Okay. But how would they have tugged it?
Exactly. They're like, what would they have pulled it away with, and why wouldn't they just cut the line instead of tear it?
Maybe there was a legal ship with a super magnet on it, and they just sucked it up with the super magnet, and it snapped it right off, and...
I say aliens.
What do they want with an underwater observatory?
Have you not heard the theory that aliens are underwater? Maybe it detected them and they're like, oh shit, we need to take this shit before they find us. Because it still hasn't been found. Nor any parts of it. So wherever it is, whole, they haven't found it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Underwater aliens? No, I've never really heard that theory.
We know.
What are they doing under there? What are they doing under there? Why are they under there? They breathe water? They fish?
This is what
Atlantis?
This is what I was trying to tell you at dinner the other day, and then Grandpa was like, aliens don't exist.
I was wondering why he was talking about that.
So apparently the Earth, we don't know what's under the crust.
No.
The mantle.
Yeah. We don't know what the core is made out of.
There's this theory going around that there is a giant ocean deep underground.
Okay.
So we don't even know what's into the core either. So there could be a giant ocean down there. There could be its own, like...
But don't we know enough that we know it's solid?
No. We can only see, like, 7 miles down.
Yeah, but don't we have equipment that kind of, like, reads the motion? Like, if it was water, it would be moving, like, it would reflect...
We can only see 7 miles down. Anything past that, we have no idea what it is.
Like, even with I know physically with our eyes, but, like, with equipment,
No.
we can't even go under 7?
Nothing.
Interesting.
We have no idea what's in there.
Interesting.
So the theory is, like, even our oceans, we only know about, like, 5 to 7% of what's there. Nothing. So, like, these deep, dark wells in the ocean where we can't go down, how do we know there's not aliens that have adapted to that much pressure and either can breathe underwater or have their own technology and have, like, an Atlantis down there? Or they're living in this in-earth ocean, or if this ocean is true, there's probably some biosphere down there where it could create, like, a journey to the center of the earth type of thing where there's its own place down there.
So if the aliens are in the ocean or in the earth's core and they're living there, wouldn't they technically not be aliens? They would be natives? Or are you saying they came down from space, burrowed into the earth, and now live there?
We don't know.
Why would they be? They wouldn't be aliens, though. They would be the native earth people. And we're the aliens.
We wouldn't be the aliens because we're still here from here, too. It's just our evolutionary path is split at some point. Or 2 different paths.
That's interesting.
And there's apparently, I don't know how true this is because I hear so many different versions of it. There was a team that, I believe it was in Antarctica, that there was some kind of hole that they went into because there was this big this big body of water underneath the ice. So these divers went down to, like, investigate and see what was underneath all this ice. And there was this creature down there that was frozen in ice, and they brought it out to thaw it out and see what it is and get DNA, like all the normal things scientists would do. And apparently it wasn't dead.
So X-Files.
Pretty much.
It's the X-Files.
And apparently it, like, shape-shifted or something, or stole some kind of suit. I don't know what kind of creature it was, it doesn't say. Clearly it's something that could pass as human, or transformed to pass as human. And they said it just escaped and they have no idea where it is.
When did this happen?
I don't know. I was afraid to look it up.
Where did you hear about it? TikTok? TikTok. She heard about it on TikTok, folks. That's interesting.
But it wasn't just like one TikTok. Like, my TikTok lately has been, like, it'll
Conspiracy Central?
Yeah, kind of. Like, it'll have one of those, and then, like, 3 TikToks down, there'll be, like, another one about the same exact thing.
Don't copy me. I heard about, was it Russia or was it Antarctica, where they went down into some body of water and found, like...
Oh, something that attacked them?
Yeah, it was something that attacked. It wasn't water. They just went down into some cave or something, and they were attacked by creatures, and then they, like, escaped. What is that one?
Do you remember... I don't recall what the name of the documentary was, but that guy who claims that there was some kind of place that they had drilled down a hole and they found... It was like a government base that they were looking for aliens, and they went down and they found aliens, and they got into some kind of... They were fighting, and this guy said that they were shooting at him, and he, like, put his hand up, and it shot his hand, went through his hand into his chest. That
was from the encounter, Close Encounter, whatever the hell that movie was.
Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind?
Yeah, it was from that.
Yeah.
And he got, like, shot by it, and then it healed, and...
Yeah, and he's got the scar on his chest, but his hand's healed, or he's got the scar on his hand or something like that, and, Yeah. Like, that's a government...
When is this deadline? It was supposed to be the beginning of June, and then they're like, we beat the deadline.
I don't believe about this deadline.
We're gonna get something. They're gonna give us something.
Supposedly they're supposed to give us everything they know, but, like, we could just be like, here's 3 stories. This is everything we know.
No, they'll give us, like, rooms full of information that's all blacked out, and all that you can read is and the. That's what's gonna happen.
No, they're required to
declassify it?
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking they're going to be like, oh, well, this is all we know, and it's going to be like one little booklet. This is all we can prove and know.
Like, it wasn't a weather balloon, but we don't know what it was.
Exactly. But then Canada over here is telling us we are in contact with that. The U.S. government is working with at least 3 different alien species that we know of, and everyone believes this man. And yet, the United States is fucking elects Trump.
I don't know. This country... People know. People out there that exist in this country know the truth. They know the truth.
So I was watching... This was a video on YouTube when I was spiraling about this.
More legit than TikTok.
Yes. I was spiraling about this Canadian guy who I've showed you. I've showed you. So, apparently some of these species of aliens are very human-like. To the point where, like, they're just very pale, tall, blonde hair, light eyes.
Yeah.
Like, and they pass as humans. And I'm like, how? And everyone's like, well, how do we know if someone we meet is an alien? And I'm like, how do you know how do I know I'm not an alien? Like, if our ancestors came here, like, what if grandma and grandpa are aliens and they just want to blend in with humans and they haven't told anyone and we're just living our lives thinking we're humans? Turns out we're aliens.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How would you know?
I feel like you'd know if you were reptilian. Alfie's reptilian. Alfie is definitely reptilian.
There have been a few suspicious photographs that make us believe that I might be in a relationship with a reptilian. A wonderful reptilian.
He's a reptilian.
But, like, if you were a reptilian, I think you would figure it out. Like, you would eventually see your eyes do that thing.
But would you? He's never seen it, but we have.
It's true.
Or has he?
Is he home from work yet? We gotta go, guys. I gotta figure out if my boyfriend's a reptilian. See you next week.
Follow us on Instagram at FavoriteDaughtersPod.
And if you have any questions, comments, or stories, please reach out to us at FavoriteDaughtersPodcast @gmail.com. We'd love to hear your funny stories, ghost stories, satisfying Karen stories, and anything else interesting you may like us to read on the podcast.